Hi, and welcome to AnimalZone. I'm Arthur von Wiesenberger, and this handsome fellow is Mikey, my adopted pit bull. AnimalZone is the A to Z on everything about adoptable pets. Whether you're looking for a bird, a cat, a dog, or even a tortoise, we've got experts who can share their knowledge and insights. So cuddle up with your favorite critter and join us as we explore the AnimalZone. Today on AnimalZone, we're attending the Wags and Whiskers Adoption Festival. It's the biggest of its kind in Central California. And then Martha Bull will share some travel tips she's collected when she's been on the road with her dog, Polo. Then we're going to go visit the LA Kitten Rescue, where you're going to see some amazing little kitties. And then we're heading off with Jeffyne Telson of ResQcats to a Greek island filled with kitties. So buckle your seatbelt as we've got some traveling to do as we journey around the AnimalZone.
Who's this old guy?
Oh, that's Cooper. He's seen a few of these. Most people like to adopt the younger dogs, but one day your time will come, huh, Cooper?
Sweetheart, what about these puppies?
Honey puppies. Mommy, Daddy, that's it. That's the one.
The Coldwell Banker Homes for Dogs project has helped find homes for thousands of shelter dogs.
How's your tea?
Because our agents don't just understand real estate, they understand what home is all about.
Water, the essence of life, flowing from Mother Earth, gathering essential minerals, trace elements, and vitality as it journeys to the surface, collected fresh and pure from springs around the world, each one as unique as a fingerprint. The world's best bottled waters are waiting for you at bottledwaterweb.com.
Thank you for joining us. Let's head back into the AnimalZone. This is Allison Smith with the Greyhound Adoption Center. And we had a race to get here because these dogs are fast, aren't they?
They are very fast. They top out at about 45 miles an hour.
It's amazing to see them here in real life because they're amazing animals.
They truly are. They're really sweet. I think a lot of people think of them as being really hyperactive, energetic dogs, and they're really not. They're very mellow, very personable. They just want to be family pets.
But if you want them to go get the paper at the end of the curb, they'll have it to you in about 30 seconds, right?
Maybe. That would involve getting out of bed. That's really hard on a Saturday morning.
Tell me about the Greyhound Adoption Center, because I don't think people realize you can find specific breeds that you can adopt. And how long have you been doing this work?
I've been in Greyhound adoption for about 5 years now, but it's been a national kind of phenomenon ever since Greyhound racing came to the United States in the 60s. So we do just look at greyhounds, especially in the United States. They are bred to race on racetracks. So we pull these dogs out of the racing industry after they're done racing and find them new homes as family pets. But we just look at sight hounds.
So these were former racers?
They are. Both of these girls were former racers.
Anyone win a blue ribbon?
The white dog, definitely, she won 180 races.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You are very talented. Wow. And what do you look for when you're looking at a family that wants to adopt a greyhound?
We're looking for someone who's looking to really have a dog that's part of the family. They aren't, the dog that you put in the backyard and just kind of let it hang out. They want to be part of the family. They want to do what you're doing and see what you're doing. We also look for folks that are kind of just looking for a dog that wants to be mellow, wants to chill, wants to sit on the couch and watch TV with you. They're not really great for families that want to go out and run with their dog every day. Even though they are a running breed, they're sprinters. So they go a very short distance really, really fast, and then when they're done, they are pooped and they want to go to bed, just like me.
Just like me. That's amazing. When you adopt a greyhound, are you looking at a long-life dog or are they short-lived?
They're pretty long-lived, especially for a large breed dog. They usually age out about 12 to 14 years old, which again, for a dog that's in the 60 to 80 pound range, it's a pretty long lifespan.
And do they have a lot of health issues?
They don't. They actually don't. since they're bred to race, they don't really care about what they look like. So a lot of the health defects we see in purebred dogs, a lot of it has to do with how they look. And since these guys, we want them to run, we have a lot fewer health issues. So they aren't known for having bad knees or bad hips like a lot of large breed dogs. They're just big love bugs.
Well, it sounds like if you get a Greyhound, you don't necessarily have to have on running shoes to enjoy them.
Amen. Slippers are great. PJs even better.
I like that. Alrighty, here we are, Greyhound Adoption Center. We're gonna take a break and we'll be right back after these words.
Hey, take a look at these loving animals that you can adopt today. And don't worry, if someone beats you to the shelter, there are plenty more wonderful animals ready to find you and their forever home.
The Santa Barbara Humane Society is an independent, local, community-based nonprofit with adoptable animals ready to find a forever home today.
The Santa Barbara Humane Society offers low-cost spay, neuter, and vaccinations to cats and dogs in our community. And Dr. Sisk is our veterinarian who performs those surgeries and helps with the vaccinations. Also, please have a relationship with your local veterinarian in case of an emergency.
Visit sbhumanesociety.org and remember,
at the Santa Barbara Humane Society, we want you to adopt, not shop.
Every morning you could count on it being there with the rise of the sun. We're proud to say we've been there every day with you. The Santa Barbara News Press plans to continue sharing the news of the day with you all through the year and beyond. It's nice to know there are some things you can still count on. The Santa Barbara News Press, serving Santa Barbara since 1855.
Subscribe today. Call 1-800-654-3292.
Sometimes scary things happen, like fires and floods. And suddenly a family has lost everything. That's why the Unity Shop has a disaster assistance program. We help families with immediate needs like food, clothing, and household items. And we continue to help them long-term until they're back on their feet and in their homes. But it takes a whole community to make this possible. Please, donate today so we can help everyone who needs us. Find out how you can help at unityshop.org.
Today we're down here at the beautiful Santa Barbara Biltmore looking out onto the ocean, and we've got the beautiful Martha Bull. She's the co-host of the award-winning travel show Around the World, and she travels with her dog, Polo, around the world. Hi Polo, welcome aboard.
We call her Travel Dog.
She is the travel dog. So Martha, tell me, first of all, how did you get Polo into your life?
Okay, well Polo came to us from the Indian Reservation in Monument Valley. Our neighbor in Utah picked the two dogs up, she and her brother, about 6 weeks old, and brought them to us. And we raised them. So we have Polo in Santa Barbara, and Jack, her brother, lives in Utah with our son.
And is Polo like a mixed breed?
Of course.
A little bit of everything.
Heinz 57.
Okay.
We think that she's mostly blue heeler, but we know that there's more to it than that. Haven't done the DNA testing, but I know there's more than just that.
And so it was love at first bite?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
She was adorable. You'll see pictures of her. She was just the sweetest little thing. She was actually almost all white when she was born, and she's gotten progressively darker as the years go on. She's 8 now, and she's a great dog.
And you go traveling with her wherever you go, right?
Wherever we can drive.
Yeah.
We've never taken her on a train or a plane.
Right.
But we'll drive, hours and hours so that she can come. Matter of fact, we're going to Vegas soon. We're going to drive just so she can be with us.
Is she a lucky dog?
She's a very lucky dog.
In Vegas, she better be. So if you're taking your dog on a road trip,
right.
There's obviously a lot of things you need to consider.
Right.
Because the dog's in a confined area for a long period of time.
I put her in a harness when we're driving, and she's seat belted in. That keeps her sort of from jumping in the front seat, number one. And number two, it sort of calms her down. And in the event of an accident, she'll stay in the car. She won't be like a projectile. So that's important to me.
What about feeding and drinking?
We always have a bowl of water in the car. She's not a big eater in the car. She'll wait till she gets wherever she's going. And she doesn't need to stop. If we're going for a 5 or 6 hour car ride, she doesn't need to stop.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And obviously you bring bags when you do stop in order to tidy up around her.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I carry bags with me all the time. I have bags everywhere.
That's great.
Yeah, and she's a really good traveler. You have to think ahead When you're making reservations at a hotel, you have to make sure that they'll take a dog. You generally have to pay a cleaning fee, a pet fee. And
what does that usually run?
It can be anywhere from like nothing to $40 to $150 a night, just depending on where you're.
You get your own suite for $150
Exactly.
a night. My gosh.
Yeah.
And then how about restaurants? Because when you're out traveling, you're not going to be cooking in your hotel room, are you?
Nope.
So you need to go to a restaurant.
Yeah, and there's a website called Bring Fido, and they'll tell you every restaurant that's available to bring your dog. Generally, it's an outdoor seating situation. I always call ahead too, just to make sure that that's accurate. But there are a lot of people that are very welcoming of dogs. And then the other thing is when you're on the road and you want to give the dog an opportunity to be off leash, and so I always look up dog parks wherever I am. And then you can take them and they can do their business and they can have a little romp and
maybe meet other dogs?
Yeah.
And does Polo get on well with other dogs?
She's getting better. It
Yeah.
used to be that she was a little intimidated, but she's getting much better now. Once in a while she'll bark, but that's partially her blue heeler. They love to bark to get a dog to go so that they can chase him. That's sort of their technique. But yeah, she does great, and she's at the beach every morning. I take her probably 4 or 5 times a day to the beach.
She is a lucky dog.
She is a very lucky
Wow,
dog.
does she swim in the water?
She doesn't swim in the water, but she goes in the water. She won't go far enough that she can't feel the bottom.
Well, our hope is that everybody does what you do and adopt dogs that need new homes and need a great loving family like
Yeah,
you have.
I think that it's a win-win. I get a dog that I love, and she gets a new home, and I think it's great. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Martha Bull, and thank you, Polo, for being with us here on Animal Zone. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back after these words.
The Santa Barbara County Animal Care Foundation is dedicated to saving animals' lives, but we need your help to continue this critical work. SBCACF provides year-round medical and surgical care so that abandoned, homeless, or abused animals receive the best second chance at finding a loving home.
No animal is turned away from surgical care.
To learn more and assist us in keeping that pledge, visit sbcanimalcare.org and make a donation today.
If they can be saved,
we want to save them.
Bonjour Alex.
Bonjour Renaud.
Happiness? It's great food prepared the French way.
Chocolate eclair.
What makes you happy?
A touch of Paris.
Without the trip to France.
Handcrafted daily in our bakeries, especially for you. Indulge yourself.
Bon appétit.
Please visit Renaud's in Gelston, Santa Barbara, Long Beach, and La Cañada, Flint Ridge.
Well, we've got some beautiful cats here, and then we've got some amazing kittens here because we're at Don Lopez Kitten Rescue in Atwater, Los Angeles area. And with us is Lindsay Reeves, who's the nursery manager, and she's got a basket of joy. What have you got here? These are bottle-fed babies?
Yes, these babies came to us when they were just a couple of days old. We rescue predominantly from the city shelters. So they come as orphans. We don't often get the mama cats with them. Mm-hmm. So these are our golden girls. This is Blanche, Dorothy, and I forget the other one's name.
And how old do you think they are?
These are about 4 weeks old now.
So they're too young to adopt
yes,
right now, right?
Yeah.
At what age are they? Do you start adopting?
Usually when they reach 2 months old and 2 pounds in weight, that's when they can get spayed and neutered, and then they're ready for adoption. We give them all their vaccinations and microchip, and any other health things we take care of, and then they're good to go.
Now, when you bottle feed a kitten from virtually birth, they become very connected to the human parent, right?
Yes, they end up being the most socialized of any. If you get a kitten that's being bottle fed from birth, they're very social because they've been handled so much.
Right.
Because they've been fed every 2 hours and taken care of, you know.
Of course, does that mean that you're going to be up every 2 hours when you have one?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. If you're a foster parent for a bottle baby, you don't get much sleep.
Oh, okay. Well, so that's a good lesson, isn't it?
Yeah.
But of course, as long as they're fed, they're happy, right?
Exactly.
And when you feed kittens, would you just sort of give them food as they need, or do you start cutting back?
No, we feed them as much as they can tolerate eating, and then generally as they get bigger, they get fed less often. And when they're around 2 months old, they're probably being fed just 3 times a day.
3 times a day?
Yeah.
And dry or wet food?
Once they're about 6 weeks old, they can tolerate both dry and wet food.
Oh.
Once their big teeth come in, then they can crunch and eat the dry food.
Yeah.
These guys are eating both right now, so they're big enough.
They're beautiful. Now, do they all get born with blue eyes? I mean,
they do. Their eyes change color around about 6-7 weeks old.
Wow.
Yeah.
So my eyes haven't changed yet, nor have yours. We're
No.
still, we must still be
the
kittens.
same, I know.
Oh, they are so adorable. Yeah. And so when people want to come and rescue kittens, what kind of things do they need to be aware of in order to become a qualified adopter?
Really just making sure they have enough playtime is good, because we have a rule here that we adopt out in pairs, because kittens need friends to play with. They can get kind of bad habits if they're by themselves, so they teach each other how to play nicely, so they don't bite and scratch and that kind of thing. Lots of scratching.
I have wounds from a single cat.
Lots of scratching posts and things for them to be able to take it out on the toys rather than the furniture is a good thing.
Right.
And yeah, lots of playtime, lots of cuddles, and they are fine.
Yeah, and these little guys look like they would just be a bundle of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, for any home. You have lots of kittens here, but you also have some cats. Are the cats also available for adoption?
All of our cats and kittens are available for adoption. Even if they have special needs and medical needs, they are still available for adoption if you're able to cope with whatever it is they need.
Right. So tell me about the 2 guys.
So
on the
there's
floor here.
three actually. Yeah,
yes.
these guys came to us 2 years ago. They were the same age as these. They came to us about 10 days old. There was 5 of them. And then we didn't notice until they were around 3 weeks old that they weren't quite like normal kittens. They were very wobbly, would fall over, and then we realized they had a condition called, you can see the way she flops over now, called cerebellar hyperplasia. And they develop this in utero when the mother is pregnant. And 2 of the siblings were fine. They didn't have any condition like this. So it's a neurological condition and they can't actually walk. There's varying degrees of it. Some cats have it very mild and they just end up kind of a bit shaky. It might look like they're drunk, you know. But these guys do have it pretty bad where they cannot walk at all. So we have to help them out. But they have a perfectly happy life here. We help feed them and we take care of them, and they get a lot of attention. We give them therapy. We take them out in little front packs outside to give them fresh air, playtime, and they have a good life. They are available for adoption.
So if someone wants to come to adopt, they can come and visit with the kitties and spend some time in one of your cat rooms, right?
Yes, that's right. We are open by appointment, and they can come by and have a look at all these guys. You're getting stuck to my sweater.
Yes. They're also involved in the knitting industry.
Yes, exactly.
And your website for folks who want to know more about?
KittenRescue.org is the website that you can go to. It will offer all of our adoptable cats and kittens. There's opportunities to volunteer, to become a foster parent. We're always looking for fosters. You just need a nice spare room to be able to separate the cats and kittens from your existing family members, and you know, it's very rewarding to become a foster parent. You kind of get these guys ready for their forever homes, and yeah.
And Kitten Rescue is a 501c3.
501c3 rescue, yes.
So you're always welcoming donations.
Yeah, we are run entirely from donations. So we're very small. We've been going about 20 years, but we have a big foster network, and we can always take in more cats and kittens with more fosters. So.
And if anyone wants to donate another sweater,
yeah,
I think we could use one of those too. Well, thank you so much, Lindsay, for having us today.
Thank you.
It's great to see what you're doing here, and we're going to take a break. When we come back, there's going to be a lot more on AnimalZone. Hey, take a look at these loving animals that you can adopt today. And don't worry, if someone beats you to the shelter, there are plenty more wonderful animals ready to find you and their forever home.
No matter where life's journeys take you, traveling with insider knowledge makes any excursion exceptional. Visit around the world and get the inside scoop on worldwide travel at www.atw.tv.
We're here today with Jeffyne Telson of ResQcats. And Jeffyne, tell me, I understand there was this organization, these people in Greece, who put up a thing on Facebook looking for caretakers on this island for these cats. And you applied. Why and how?
Well, I had the link come across my email several times. I did not really pay that much attention to it. I have been to the Greek islands 3 times, and every time I went, I found myself separated from the tourists and all the tourist attractions and wandering up and down the streets, just following the local cats and taking pictures of them. Their plight there is not near as good as it is here, and I always wanted to go back and make a difference there. But what they were looking for was at least a 6-month commitment. And I thought, oh, to be away that's a really long time. So I just, it just kept going to the back of the box, and Mitch, my husband, put the link in my box, and I looked at it, didn't think much of it, and at dinner one night he said, Jeffyne, did you see the link in your email? And I said, you mean the one about the Greek cats? And he said, yes. And I said, sweetheart, that's 6 months. I said, how would you feel if I were gone for 6 months? He looked at me and he said, Jeffyne, that job has you written all over it. He said, what are you going to do? Wait till you're too old before you follow a dream? He says, I think you should apply, and I am 100% behind you. So the next 2 afternoons I spent and wrote a 5-page letter to Joan and God's Little People Cat Rescue. By the next morning I had a reply, and they wanted to meet me. 35,000 people applied at that time, and I think the applications are still coming in. So I'm a little shocked that I got it, but I had the opportunity to meet Joan and her husband Richard, and it is just a match made in heaven. I think I'm still in disbelief, but I cannot wait to get over there and not only have a dream come true, but make a difference and be able to reach out to the world, because this has gone so viral, about the importance of animals, their lives, their places in our lives, compassion, kindness, because I think if we are kind to animals, we'll be kind to people. I always go back to that quote by Gandhi, you can judge the greatness of a nation by the way it treats its animals, and I hope to set that, at least start that example.
Wow. Tell me the name of the island, and where are all these cats, how do they all get there, and how do they look after them all?
Well, I'm not sure how they all got there, but the island is 8 by 10 miles. There's 1 road around and there's 1 road across, and God's Little People Cat Rescue is located at the nature preserve at the end of the road that goes across. There are 22,000 people on the island and 13,000 stray cats. I think what has happened is people have treated the cats as rodents. They're not always treated well, and people like Joan and other people in the world are starting to help communicate how precious they are and that they are worthy of saving, they are worthy of leading good lives. So I think that will be changing. There's a veterinarian on the island that I'll be working with, and he actually, in addition to the spaying and the neutering, but he actually goes into the schools to educate the young people about animals and compassion. So it's all starting to change. This just gives us an opportunity to speed up that process a little bit.
Well, I think we're going to miss you here on the California coast, which is pretty spectacular. But you're not going to somewhere not too bad either, being in the Greek Isles.
No, but that's I think that's part of the beauty of it. Is I have that here, I have it at my place in Oregon, and that's not why I applied. And I think Joan saw that in my letter to her. My life is about the animals. I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk. I'm vegan. I've spent many vacations away from the tourist overseas, feeding stray dogs, feeding stray cats. I can hardly bear to go to other countries that I'm not trying to take care of the animals, and now I get the chance to do that.
Wow. Well, the world's a lot better because of you being here, and Mitch, and we will say Opa to Jeffyne and her trip to Greece.
Thank you.
Hi everybody, this is Jeffyne and I'm speaking to you from God's Little People Cat Rescue in Syros. I do have to admit that when I got here I was surprised to see how many of the cats really do fare well under their living circumstances. Some live by dumpsters, you just see them everywhere you go. But most of them are fat, and to my surprise they're just extremely friendly. Joan and I wanted to do a project while I'm here, so we picked a colony at the end of a mountain road at a Greek Orthodox church to concentrate our efforts. We've been able to spay and neuter several from that colony, and we've rescued the sickest that definitely would not have made it through the unusually harsh winter here. I've been able to foster several of the kittens that we have saved and had a lot of hands-on time with them. I mean, they've moved into the house where I am, into my bedroom, and that hands-on time is not something that I always have a lot of time to give at ResQcats with all my other responsibilities. So it has been truly such a gift to me to see their bodies heal and to help to heal their spirits. You know, the other thing that I hadn't thought about was that this experience has brought many people into my life. Often rescues feel that they are alone in what we do, and we feel isolated and that no one understands our feelings. But this has been quite the contrary. So many people have reached out through social media and we talk to each other, and I really feel I've made some very special friends. There is a validation from them that I'm not alone, and honestly, this was not something that I ever thought about or expected, so I'm just very, very grateful. There's still a lot of work to be done in Greece and all over the world for cats and for all animals, but I believe that if we start with kindness towards animals, we will be kinder to people, and we can send that message about humanity around the world. Yes, I'll be very sad to leave, but my heart is full. My dream has come true, and I really hope that I have made even a small difference and made all of you proud. This is an experience that I will keep in my heart forever.
Every morning you could count on it being there with the rise of the sun. We're proud to say we've been there every day with you. The Santa Barbara News Press plans to continue sharing the news of the day with you all through the year and beyond. It's nice to know there are some things you can still count on. The Santa Barbara News Press, serving Santa Barbara since 1855.
Subscribe today. Call 1-800-654-3292.
The Santa Barbara Humane Society is an independent, local, community-based nonprofit with adoptable animals ready to find a forever home today.
The Santa Barbara Humane Society offers low-cost spay, neuter, and vaccinations to cats and dogs in our community. And Dr. Sisk is our veterinarian who performs those surgeries and helps with the vaccinations. Also, please have a relationship with your local veterinarian in case of an emergency.
Visit sbhumanesociety.org, and remember,
at the Santa Barbara Humane Society, we want you to adopt, not shop.
Weren't there some amazing animals and guests? You know, you who adopt animals from shelters, you are the true heroes. If you want to see more about AnimalZone and other things, check out our website, animalzone.org, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Never was a friend so true, never was a friend like you. Canine, you're my best friend. Canine of mine, friend for all time. So glad you're my best friend. Through thick and thin, we'll see things through. Canine of mine, so true. Did I find you or did you find me? Either way, it's still serendipity. When I saw you, it was plain to see you weren't just another lassie wannabe. Oh, canine for all time. I'm so glad you're my best friend.